What is good, y'all? It's your girl Queen B coming to y'all with yet another reaction. Y'all, here we go again. I'm just gonna say this flat out, y'all. We can't let nothing else surprise us anymore. The new word for 2025 is oh, really? Because I want to keep the little hair that I do have on my head and my edges, y'all. I'm not gonna let this stuff stress me out. Don't be surprised anymore. We can't be surprised at what they do anymore. Okay, let's just say the disrespectfulness, if that's even a word, is at an all-time high, y'all. So for those who don't know, what I'm getting ready to dive into is we're gonna get the true meaning of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Now, to my understanding, I've seen the list of people who actually got this medal, and I was like, oh, really? From Liz to Nancy to Zorro to all these people. Then again, you got to think to yourself, y'all, look who's presenting them. Look who's presenting them. And I have to sit here and think to myself, like, dang, do you really just dislike this country and the people in this country so much that why even run? Like, why? I don't understand it. I don't think it'll ever make sense. But hey, let's dive into it, y'all. And I'm not going to do a lot of reading. I'm just giving y'all the meaning of it. And then we're going to watch a video of who the bimbo and the bimbettes got the medal. Okay? With that being said, y'all, the Presidential Medal of Freedom is the highest civilian award of the United States alongside the Congressional Gold Medal. It is an award bestowed by the decision of the President of the United States to any person recommended to the President for the award of the medal or any person selected by the President upon his own initiative. And it was created to recognize people who have made an especially okay, let me get this right, y'all. Metaroches contribute to create, number one, the security of the national interests of the United States. Number two, world peace. Or three, cultural or other significant public or private evidors. The award is not limited to the U.S. citizens, because that's the case, and I would go ahead and give myself a medal. Okay. Anywho, and while it is a civilian award, it can also be awarded to military personnel and worn on the uniform. It is established in 1963 by President John F. Kennedy, may his soul rest, y'all, superseding the Medal of Freedom that was initially established by President Harry S. Truman in 1945 to honor civilian service. So the disrespect is real, because you sitting here giving these medals to people when you know what they've done and what they stand for. Okay. So with that being said, y'all, let's dive in so we can see this bimbo and the bimbettes who got this Presidential Medal of Freedom Award. Let's dive into it.
People over party.
Well, two targets of President-elect Donald Trump's wrath are among 20 people President Biden picked for one of the nation's highest civilian awards. The White House East Room was filled with boisterous applause as former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney received the Presidential Citizens Medal. She served as vice chair of the January 6th committee. Alongside, Betty Thompson, who led the committee and was also among those on.
She get the water running out of there and trading on Trump. That's what that's the award she got. Let's go next.
Honored today. The ceremony comes just 18 days before Trump returns to the Oval Office. President Biden showing his gratitude and likely making a point on the way out.
Today, we celebrate a new group of Americans dedicated their careers to serving our democracy in other essential ways. You are elected officials who served in difficult times with honor, decency, and ensure our democracy delivers.
My sources tonight are CNN political commentators S.E. Cupp and Bakari Sellers. Great to see you both. All right, Bakari, so here's what Trump had to say about Liz Cheney and the rest of the January 6th committee.
Come on,
just
Trump.
last month. Let's listen.
I think those people committed a major crime.
Sir.
And Cheney was behind it. For what they did,
Yeah.
honestly, they should go to jail.
So
Boom.
no evidence of any criminal wrongdoing, I need to note. But what do you think then now about President Biden giving them an award? Do you think that he's politicizing this?
Not at all. I mean, he's not politicizing it, but I do believe that instead of getting an award, they probably, probably need a pardon more than anything else. And the reason being is because we know that Donald Trump is vindictive. Donald Trump is someone who was twice impeached. And January 6th, regardless of the memory hole or the short kind of memory that Republicans have, January 6th was one of the worst days in American history. Period. Point blank. It simply was.
That was caused by them.
Not to have the smooth transition of power, to watch someone who is an outgoing president egg this on, to not put a stop to it. I know that people are going to say that he said X, Y, and Z, but the fact of the matter is we had law enforcement officers who nearly lost their lives, law enforcement officers who were in the line of fire, law enforcement officers who gave everything they could on January 6th.
The good ones.
All because of MAGA at the Capitol. And I think that's going to be a stain on this country's history. It may not be next week or the next week after that, but it's going to be a stain on this country's history for years to come.
Essie, to bring you in, Biden officials were considering preemptive pardons for certain Trump targets. That has not happened yet. Do you think it ever will?
I hope not. That seems to be not at all the point of presidential pardons. We seem to be very far from what presidential pardons were meant for. And that's not just on Biden, that was on Trump and many other presidents before. They seem now to be for, helping out favors for your friends and families and political supporters and to make political statements. So I hope she doesn't get a pardon because she didn't do anything wrong. She doesn't need to be pardoned. And again, this is so political. And I disagree with my friend Bakari. I think this medal and this ceremony was entirely political. Bakari is absolutely right. It's one of the darkest days in our history. Giving out medals doesn't seem to go with the tone of what that day meant. History will remember January 6th correctly, and Liz Cheney will be on the right side of it, and Trump and Republicans who defended him will be on the wrong side of that. I have no doubt. But we don't need to politicize this any further. And I feel like Liz Cheney is just useful for Democrats. And I have to remind people that if she ran for president in 2028, January 6th would be forgotten. Her integrity and character in this moment, in the moments that followed January 6th, would not matter for her. She would be a monster for Democrats, because if Mitt Romney told us anything, it's that you can be one of the most decent, kindest, honorable people in politics and still be called a monster, a sexist monster who was going to kill your dog, right? So it feels deeply disingenuous. It definitely feels political to me. And I like Liz Cheney. I am a fan. But this was an awful day. Let's not make and score political points and exploit it.
I kind of got that from her. That's why I was trying to follow her, because I'm like, okay, where's she going with it? Is she? And it sums it up. She is a fan at the end of the day. That's why I was over here like, no. Oh, okay. Makes sense now. Let's get it.
On our way out of office.
Bakari?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I can't disagree with Essie, really. And I don't think this is a time where we're trying to necessarily disagree with each other about what would happen in 2028. Because we're so far away from that. Democrats have to focus on what's going to happen in Virginia or New Jersey in 2025, right? So 2028 is so far away. Liz Cheney is someone who needs to be admired for her courage. But at the end of the day, I mean, to be respectful, I would never vote for Liz Cheney to be president of the United States.
Facts.
Any primary
Same.
ever. Simply because our politics don't align. I mean,
at all.
She is 10 times more conservative than Donald Trump would ever be. Like that is just a fact of that literally is a political fact. I mean, she is someone who represents conservatism. Her dad is Dick Cheney. We do not align politically.
But
one of the things we do align on, which is something that politics has gotten away from, is the simple fact that we want our country to be better than what it was yesterday. And we just have a different path on how to get there. Pam, let me tell you this. In South Carolina, I'm a Democrat, but I don't have a lot of successes politically here. Some of my best friends in the world are people like Tim Scott, right? I would give Tim Scott a kidney, but I would never vote for him. That is where we have to get our politics back to. Like, I respect Liz Cheney. I respect Tim Scott.
It all sums it up at the end, y'all. I ain't got nothing against them, but I see where it's coming from, because it's like, okay, well, it's just too much of this going on. Like, where we standing at? What's going on? The other side said, pick a side. Pick a side and stay on it. I don't know. Oh, that's all I'm saying is, oh.
I respect these individuals. Never would vote for them, but I respect them. And I think today was simply acknowledging Joe Biden, acknowledging the fact that we respect these individuals.
The BS.
All right, Bakari Sellers,
BS.
Cup, always
BS.
great to see both of you.
BS. Hear what y'all saying after all of that? That's BS. Disrespect that medal like that. Anywho, y'all, I don't know. I got mixed vibes watching this, and of course, come from CNN. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's clear. It's clear who they're saying for. And I mean, okay, let me just come back. I get it. I get what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's like, they started, so they pick a side. It's it. Like, y'all up and down with it. You're saying respect. I don't respect. I give a candy, but I wouldn't vote. Like, come on. What? Make it make sense. I don't know. Okay. Y'all drop in the comment section. What's y'all thoughts on this? What did y'all get out of it? Okay. I got mixed vibes. I got mixed vibes, and I got a little hating vibes, and I got a little confused, and then, I mean, I don't know. All the above, but I'm just like, oh, that's a new word, y'all. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, because like I said, we want to keep our hair, y'all. We ain't got time for our hair to be falling out, being stressed out over this stuff. But don't let these people surprise y'all no more. That's it. It's a wrap. Oh, it's a new word. Oh. Oh.